One person, this is a New Testament establishment now. One person esteems one day above another. Some people esteem Sunday better than the other days, and some people, especially in the Gulf nations, they don't go for Sundays, they go for Fridays, because that's the national holiday. So they have all their services on Fridays. Okay, whatever it is. One person esteems one day above another, but another person esteems every day alike. And what is the rule? Let each person be fully convinced in his own mind. There is a freedom that's given. And then it says in verse 6, that's what's interesting is, he who observes the day, if you keep one day special, exclusive, if you do that, you are observing it to the Lord. If you do not observe the day to the Lord, you do not observe. What a freedom. If you keep one day as a special day, it is to the Lord. If you don't keep one day as special to the Lord, it is still to the Lord that you're not keeping it. You're open. Not only that, about the diet, not only about the days, but about the diet. He who eats to the Lord because he gives God thanks. And he who does not eat, to the Lord he does not eat, and he gives God thanks. Each person, let him be fully persuaded in his own mind. Now, this is the only difference between the Old Testament and New Testament. God has set some rules, some regulations, especially to just show them differentiated, separated from the pagans among whom they were living, in the land of idolatry where they were living. But as we move to the New Testament, God gives us total freedom and liberty for us to choose. When I say the ceremonial part of the Old Testament is set aside, the moral side is not set aside. In fact, the moral standard is still heightened. What did Jesus say? You have heard in the days of old, as told by Moses, you shall not commit adultery. But I say unto you, even if you look at a woman to lust after her, you have already committed adultery with her. So Jesus actually has heightened the moral standard. In the Old Testament it was said that thou shalt not murder. But I say unto you, whoever hates his brother is a murderer of men. So you find the ceremonial part of the Old Testament set aside to be given freedom to people to choose, so that each person will be persuaded in his own mind. But when it comes to the question of the moral aspect of it, things have become even more strict.